everyone. So we are 2 weeks from our family vacation, and I just wanted to make this video just to kind of show you the things that I do to get ready for our vacation when we're about 2 weeks out. Before we begin, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Allison, and here at my channel, you can find a lot of content on family vacations, trips, traveling, some Disney World specific things, as well as vlogs of our own vacations. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of the content that I'm going to put out specifically about this family vacation that could help you in your own travels. So let's get into the things that I do to prepare for our trip. To start off, we're 2 weeks out, but there were some things that I did before this point. Obviously, I booked our flights before this point, and actually, up until about a month ago, we had planned on this trip being a road trip. We live in New York and we're visiting North Carolina, and we were going to drive mainly because we figured it was going to be cost effective, and really that's the main reason. We are traveling to Disney World later in this year, so we wanted to try to make this trip as cost effective as possible. So obviously, not obviously, some people might disagree with me, but I prefer to fly any chance that I can over doing a road trip. That's just how I am. I don't like to be stuck in the car for that long. So I was pretty bummed that we were going to be stuck in the car for 10 hours. Maybe we were going to stop along the way for an overnight, which just adds to the cost of things. You have to pay for the hotel room, food, gas, all of that adds up. So about a month ago, I decided to check the airlines just to see if there was anything that was going to work for us. Before this time, a few months ago, I did check, and everything was at least $1,000 for the four of us to fly, and we figured we would probably spend about half of that driving. So I just wanted to see if there was anything that I could do to make it so that we could fly for at least the same amount that we would be driving. And it turned out about a month ago, I found a flight, actually there and back, that was so cheap, it was almost silly not to book it, because it was going to cost the same amount that it would to drive there. And obviously we'd get there in a day. We wouldn't have to pay for a hotel. We wouldn't put wear and tear on our car. So there was just a lot of pros to just take this flight. Now, this is not going to work for everybody, because you really need to be flexible with your travel dates, because we had to switch our dates around, and luckily, we are very flexible. My husband has no time taking off work. I do not have a regular schedule. I'm really flexible, and we also homeschool our kids, so we can really travel anytime that we want. If you are stringent and you have this week to travel, you really don't have any option of when you can leave for the flight and when you can come back. We were able to push our flight off for about 4 days and do a week from Wednesday to Wednesday instead of Friday to Friday, which is what we were planning. So because we chose those flights, it was such a drastic change. It's kind of annoying that they do that, but it worked out for us, because now we get to fly, and my kids love flying, I love flying, so it's just going to make things that much easier for us. And now that we know that we are flying, 2 weeks to go, there were some things that we needed to get taken care of. Like, I needed to save our spot for parking full term. You can pay for that ahead of time, especially if you're going to be at a busy airport. The airport we're flying out is in New York City. So when you're going to those big airports, you kind of want to make sure you have those things ahead of time, just in case they are booked up. So yesterday I actually did this. I paid for our parking there, and I also went ahead and paid for our rental car that we're going to need when we get down there. And that's another thing that I forgot to mention when talking about the flights. the parking fees and the rental car included with the Airline tickets were the same cost as if we were to drive. So that in itself is pretty impressive. So taking all of that into account, it just made more sense to do it this way. But now that we know that we are doing that, I'm gonna start getting things together so that we make sure that we have everything that we need. Now, we don't usually go places where we need to rent a car. Our vacations are either like to Disney World, where we don't need a car, or to like an all-inclusive resort where you don't need a car, or we drive shorter distances to, like we'll go to Maine, which is only like a 4-hour drive, so we take our car. So we never really have to go anywhere where we get a rental car. So the things that we needed for this, I still have a 3-year-old, he's in a car seat. My daughter's in a booster seat. So those were some things that we needed to consider. I don't recommend renting the car seats from the car company just because you don't know where they've been, or, it's just, I would just avoid that at all costs. So that does mean, I had 2 options. I could take a car seat that we have from home, lug it through the airport, do all those things and have it, or I could have bought a cheaper seat down there and use that, and then maybe taking it back with us, or even, I don't know. But those were my 2 options with what we were going to do with the car seat. Now, because we very rarely do rental cars, it made more sense for us to just deal with lugging the car seat that we have. We do have a spare car seat, so I really didn't want to get another car seat. So we're going to take our car seat, I think I'm gonna look and see if they have like a carry bag for it, maybe even like backpack style, that we can take it through the airport. Because in my mind, this is probably the only time that we're gonna have to deal with the car seat, having to bring it through the airport and into a rental car, because our next trip is in Disney World. We're not going to need that. The trip after that, our next big trip is probably going to be maybe a cruise, so we're not going to need a car seat for then. So by the time we would need a car seat for a rental car, he's going to be in a booster probably, like my daughter. So it really didn't make sense for us to purchase something that would make that part of it a little bit easier. So we're just going to deal with lugging that car seat through the airport, and I will let you know what kind of carrier we get for that. I went ahead and purchased an inflatable booster seat from Amazon. It just comes in a little pack like this, and you literally just blow it up and it becomes a booster seat for the car. It even has like one of those the strap assist that it comes with. We actually already tried it out in our vehicle now, and it worked great. It's going to be perfect. So this is going to be packed up with us. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to put it in my personal item or in the suitcase, whatever makes more sense. We are going to be packing carry-on only. I'm going to try to limit it to 2 carry-on suitcases if I can. It does make it a little bit easier that we are staying someplace that has very, very easy access to laundry. So I'm really only going to pack about 4 days worth of clothes for everybody, do a wash, and then we can reuse those clothes. So that makes packing much lighter. And also, depending on where you are traveling, you can really count on buying things when you're there. Or even in my case, like, I'm not packing a giant thing of diapers for my son. I am going to have that shipped down there, or I could go to a Target down there. We are going to have a car. We're going to be in an urban location. I very easily could make a trip to Target and get everything that I need for that, so I don't have to worry about packing it. Because those types of things, especially when you have a baby or a toddler, a lot of the gear takes up so much space in your suitcase. So it makes it kind of hard to do carry-on only sometimes, unless you're going to a location like that where you can very easily buy or have it shipped down to where you are staying. There are a few things though that I am going to be packing with me that I really can't buy down there, mainly because I bought it from Amazon. A lot of times things that you get from Amazon you can't find in like local stores, even a Target. So if there's like specific things that you need, you really have to go about packing it. And one of those things is this is an inflatable bumper. It's a bed bumper, like a bed rail. I absolutely love these. We've used these a couple times now. It folds out to this, and you blow up this part, and this part kind of lays underneath them under the sheet. This blows up and it keeps them from falling off the bed. So this is something that I will always bring with us while my son is still small. He sleeps he's not in a crib, but he's in one of those like the floor beds with like the rail around it. So he's just used to having something to like push up against. So he would very easily just roll right off the bed if I didn't have something there. So that is definitely something that I'm bringing with us. And a couple of other things that I always bring with us is a travel hamper. This one is very easy. It just kind of springs open and it opens up into a really nice big hamper. The thing that I love about these is, it just makes your living space that much easier to navigate, to get around. You don't have things lying all over the floor. You don't lose things. So this is just one of those items that I always like to have with us because it just makes your life easier. And on that note, another thing that I like to bring with us is one of these little cubes. These are the kind that just open up, you push the bottom down and it becomes a cube. And I like to put like my kids' toys and things like that in there, again, to just keep them in one place so we don't lose anything, so they're not scattered all over the floor. I mean, when you're traveling, you don't have the amount of room that you have in your house unless you're staying at like an Airbnb. But even then, you want to make sure your things stay contained, again, so you don't lose something. When they're done playing with it, you put everything back in the bin. Things aren't rolling under the bed or rolling under a dresser that you're going to forget. This is one of those things where it's not a necessity, but because it folds up so thin, you can very easily just put this on the bottom of your suitcase. It's almost kind of like a why not bring it to make your life easier. I could leave it out if it's really not going to fit, but I find that things like that in the hamper, it just makes your life so much more easy. It makes it easy when you're traveling. It's just one of those things that you just don't need to worry about because you have those items with you. So now at this point that we are 2 weeks out, I can go ahead and pack these gear type things that are really just meant for traveling. I'm not going to use these things on our day-to-day basis for the next 2 weeks. So I can go ahead and pack them, as well as some of the clothing that we're going to bring, because depending on when you are traveling, like right now it's early spring. I live in New York. We're looking at 50s, temperatures being in the 50s, maybe the 60s, but we're traveling to North Carolina where they're kind of already in like the high 70s, like much warmer weather that we're really not used to. So I can go ahead and pack our shorts, t-shirts, more summery things that we are not going to be using within the next 2 weeks. Like, we are not going to be putting shorts on here in the next 2 weeks. That's just not going to happen. So I can go ahead and pack those. And on that note, when you are at this moment, 2 weeks out, getting ready to pack these things, now is the time to not only just pack those items, but to try them on. Try them on yourself, try them on your kids, your husband, your partner, whoever it is. Make sure everything that you are going to bring with you still fits. I mean, we haven't worn these shorts and t-shirts in 6-7 months, so I need to make sure that they fit everybody. Luckily, I tried these on my kids already, and all their clothes still fit from last summer. I'm honestly surprised, but also very thankful, because now I don't need to go and purchase a whole bunch of like a brand new wardrobe yet. Talk to me again in 5 months when summer is here, but for now, I can get away with the same summer clothes that we had last year. So I can just go ahead, get those all together, and pack them in the suitcase. So what I also like to do around this time is to start getting everyone's personal items together for the plane, especially my kids. I usually like to buy new things for them to have in their personal item on the plane to, to keep their interest and, to have it just be a little bit more fun. I dialed it down a little bit this trip just because, like I mentioned, we're going to Disney World at the end of the year. That's really when I splurge on a lot of that stuff. So while I did get them a couple of things, what I'm also going to do is I have these little like pouches, and I'm going to go into more detail on this in my next video, like my full packing video, because that's when I'm really going to be able to pack everything. But what I have are these little pouches, and I'm going to put like a couple of their toys that they already have kind of in these little pouches to for them to play on the plane, but also for them to use when we are at our location, because unlike Disney World or a cruise or anything like that, this is kind of a much more low-key trip. So we're going to be spending a lot of time in our room, so they're going to need some toys to play with, some things to do. So I'm going to do a lot more of that, like actual toys. And I don't want to buy all new toys. Like, they like playing with their toys. So I'm going to have a couple of those things that I'm going to bring with them. But I did want to show you guys some of the things that I did get for this trip. To start off, I got them each these travel airplane trays. I love how easily they fold up. They can so easily fit in their backpacks. And what they are is they unroll, and this opens, and what you do is you open the airplane tray, and this slides right onto the tray, and then these pieces connect together like this to form a tray so that their toys or crayons or whatever it is aren't going to roll off the tray. Like, my son loves to play with like little cars and things that I'm planning on bringing for him. So when these are all folded up like this, there's not going to be cars and stuff rolling off down onto the floor. So that is really convenient. I got the dinosaur print for my son, and my daughter has a mermaid print. These are very cute. I'm going to link these down below. And then also on the back, you take this tray thing off, and then when the tray is folded in the seat in front of you, you can also put like a tablet or a phone in here for them to watch. I'm pretty sure there's like little loops in here that you can put wires and headphones, things like that to make it a little bit more convenient for you to use it with that. So I really like these a lot. I can't wait to use them. And then my kids also really like activity books and sticker books. So I just went ahead and got, we are going to be traveling right before Easter. We're going to be there through Easter. So I got, Eastery types of things. So this is just like an Easter sticker book for my daughter. I also got her this one. She loves these dolly sticky ones from Usborne. They're just like you can dress the little dolls. Sorry, I can't find the actual page. Yeah. See, they have like the dolls, and then you can go in the back with the stickers, and they're like clothes for the dolls. She really likes these, as well as these sticker by number books. I really love these. I actually do adult ones of these. These are really great. But see, they have like a little lamb, and they have like chicks and egg, and you take the stickers and you put them on. It's just like color by number or paint by number, but it's with stickers. And so it tells you what number the sticker is, and you put it on the corresponding number on here. So she really likes that. My son also likes stickers, but he likes the ones that are a little bit more, you can just put the stickers wherever you want. So these are just like, little Easter bunny pages, and the stickers are in the back, and you can really just put the stickers anywhere. My son also really loves mazes. So I found this little follow the bunny. It's a finger maze. So you use your finger, it's textured. So when your finger is on the line, you can feel it. And this way, he can reuse it any times that he wants. There's nothing drawn on it or anything like that. I also don't have to worry about bringing markers or anything like that onto the plane. He can very simply just use his finger, and he loves you know, farm animals and things like that. So he's going to really enjoy this a lot. My kids also tend to really like just little fidgety type things. So I went ahead and got them, I got them both these little water toys. This is definitely nostalgic for me. This is like probably the exact one that I had as a kid. So basically you go ahead and you open the top, you fill it with water, and then when you push this button, it kind of blows the water up, which in turn, you push these little tiny balls and you have to try to get them in the little cups. So it's just one of those things that, you know, will keep their attention for quite some time. And I also like this kind because, you know, obviously if you're going to the airport, you can't have liquids. So I can leave this empty. When we get there, I can go into the bathroom and fill it up. And, you know, we can use them on the plane. I also got them these kind of like gel-filled things where you kind of squeeze the balls into the right color. You know, it's just, honestly, these things are just, I'm not expecting them to spend the entire plane ride using this, but, you know, it's just something that, you know, if they're having a hard time or they need something else, you know, they're bored, here, play with this for a little bit, even if, you know, something is on the tablet on the background and it just keeps them busy for a little bit. You know, that's what really these are for, even to like play in the car, you know, because we are renting the car and we do actually have an 1.5-hour drive from the airport to our location. So they are going to need some things in the car as well. You know, because we are going to be very tired. They're going to be cranky. I'm hoping maybe they'll sleep, but we'll see. So the other thing that I wanted to start getting together was some of our travel toiletries. You know, I can really just get that stuff together and pack it away since, you know, we obviously don't need these. And it's just easy to just put everything in there. Obviously, we're going to need some other things of toiletries, like, you know, we have to wait last minute for toothbrushes and, you know, things like that. But I can really get together our travel shampoos, lotions, whatever we need, Band-Aids, some first aid stuff that we aren't really going to be using or that I have more of that I can use within the next 2 weeks if we need to. So since I'm going to try to put all of our clothes in these areas here, I can use these spaces for those items that I showed you. This hamper sometimes doesn't fold properly. It doesn't like fold flat. So I really need to put something like on top of it. So I'm gonna try to stick that there, maybe put this on top of that. And then I can put my bin here. That's going to be flat down like that. So those things fit perfectly here. We still have a lot of space because as you can see, my suitcase here has a lot of space here in between this and that. So I can really come up a little bit on here and have this be able to fold over. So that is everything that I showed you. It's the bumper. Oh no, wait, I still have this. I still have the bed bumper, and that will easily fit right on top of that. So that has everything that I showed you is now in here, and I can very easily switch between these, you know, put more things in that I need. I can put our toiletry stuff in here, other things that we need. You know, there's a lot of things that you need very last minute. Pajamas, toothbrushes, sound machine, you know, things like that. So if I have a big open space and I can just throw those in here, I think we're going to be perfectly fine. And then I also have my personal items. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one. This one is just kind of like a mini luggage where it just has like a big open space, and there's also a thing here. Or I also have this bag, which is much bigger. It's got compartments, but sometimes depending on what you need to put in the bag, sometimes it makes more sense to have just like a big open space as opposed to compartments because they might not fit. So I really want to just wait on these and see how I get along with this stuff. And that will be determined pretty last minute. My kids' personal items, they are their backpacks, which they will be using within the next 2 weeks. So I can't go ahead and put all of their personal items that I showed you in there yet. So I will probably just have them in like a box or something off to the side so they can't find them. And then I will be able to put them in the personal item like the night before. So definitely subscribe to the channel so you can see how things finally look once I'm all done. So now I'm just going to go ahead and fill some of these bottles. Now these ones are actually already filled from our last trip. This one is conditioner, and I'll just show you, like, you just open the top here and it has a very nice opening, very easy to get the stuff in there, has a decent amount. These are all airplane, these are all compliant with TSA. This one has shampoo and conditioner. Those are actually already filled. This one has lotion. I think I need to refill this one. Yeah, I need to refill the lotion, so I'm going to keep that out. And this is like a face cream. I need to refill that as well. And so I have to go get those, but I also have, like, I like to get these little travel sized face wash. I mean, this is the face wash that we use all the time anyway, and they have these at Target in their little travel section. So I just find it easier just to get these instead of trying to fill another thing of this. Now this is the hair spray that I use. It's not hairspray, it's called like Hair Perfector. It's just what I use before I like blow dry my hair and stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and fill it into this little spray bottle that came with this set, and I will go ahead and link that set down because I really like this set. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, because this way, it also, like, doing this now will help you determine whether or not you need to get more, whether for your everyday to day or for your trip. You know, you don't, I mean, it's not fun having to try to do this like the day before and then realize that you need to run out to the store because you're out. You know, like that took quite a chunk from here, but I don't think I'm going to need more of this for the next 2 weeks. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on. So that has that in there. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing for my daughter. This is just like a static-free detangling spray that we like to use for her. Now I could go ahead and try to put labels on these, but I think I'll remember that hers has the pink lid. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And you know, like I said, it just makes it a lot easier to get this stuff done now. So you're not worrying. Oh, this is getting all over the place. You might want to do this over the sink in the bathroom. But so that way I'm not worrying about it like the day or 2 days before and then have to run out and get something. So these need to get refilled. So I'm going to put these in here. These can actually, okay, I'll try to organize that later. This is going to go in there. Okay, so this is the lotion that my husband likes to use. So this one says lotion. This one is not labeled. Sometimes like these things come with labels, but they don't have a label for everything, obviously. So this one says lotion and the other one is just a face cream. So I just know that the one that says lotion is lotion and the one that doesn't have a label is going to be the face cream. So let me just get this in here. And now this is running low, but I do actually have another bottle of this already ready to go. So this I don't need to worry about. The face cream, I might have to go ahead and order another one because it felt kind of low when I got it. So we're going to see about that. But this, okay, so that's done. All right, so that can go in there. You know, and then also, like I said before, you can, you know, if you don't want to go through this stuff, you can just kind of like go to a Target nearby and buy lotion if you really wanted to. I just try to save money wherever I can. And also, you know, especially if you're not going to someplace that has a Target or whatever. You might not know for sure if this is the lotion that you really like using, and you know, maybe you break out with other stuff. You know, you're going to want to bring the stuff that you are used to using. So now I'm going to go ahead and use it. Yeah, see, this is actually probably empty enough that I don't want to go ahead and use this, because then we won't have any more. So I am going to hold off on this one. I'm going to keep this one out to remind me, and I'm going to go ahead, because we get this from Amazon. This is just kind of like a it's actually like the best acne treatment we've ever had. It really prevents a lot of acne. If you're acne prone, this is the stuff to get. So I'm going to go ahead and order this from Amazon right now, so I don't forget, so that when I get the new one in, I can go ahead and fill this bottle with what's left in here. Okay, so now I'm also going to just stick a bunch of Band-Aids in here. See, I have a lot of these little bags, you know, depending on what we're doing, sometimes I might have more. I try, especially since we're doing carry-on, I'm trying to limit the amount of stuff that we have. Oh, this is like a toothbrush holder. So I have that in there. And then what else I'm going to put in here is, some first aid stuff as well, if I can fit it. If I can't fit it, I'll need to put other stuff in here, but I do like to bring like Tylenol. I do have this meds case that I like to bring with me everywhere I go. I can put Advil in here. I need to refill this, but I can put Advil, you know, Benadryl, Tums, you know, stomach medicine, and when we go to Disney, I'll bring like motion sickness meds. And in my personal item, I will keep, like my daughter and my husband use those behind the ear, they use those behind the ear motion sickness patches for the plane and for the car ride there. So I'm going to keep that in my personal item, but I'm going to refill this. See, this is what I mean about doing this far enough in advance. Now I have perfect amount of time to go ahead and refill this. I found my Travel Bounce. This is like a static and wrinkle remover. You know, especially if you're packing clothes in a suitcase, your clothes can definitely become wrinkled. So having this, you know, and this is 3 fluid ounces, it's the perfect size for travel. So I can go ahead and stick that in there. And then I also always have, like this is like a bug bite, itch care. It's like an itch relief stick if you get bitten by a bug. That can go in there. You know, right now in New York, we aren't having too many bugs, but I'm sure North Carolina is probably seeing their bugs already. I also have a travel deodorant that I like to pack. So this is looking pretty good. I'm not sure I'm gonna need the second bag. I really just need my like infant Tylenol that I like to bring for my son, as well as my thermometer, you know, to check for fevers and stuff. I am gonna have to fit this one in, which should fit right on top. So I'm gonna hope that I really only need this.
Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.